up, fellow YouTubers? So check this out. There is a female YouTuber by the name of Ashley Elsa, and she made a video saying, why do women have superficial standards? Because men have them too. Don't let anyone tell you that your standards are too high in the dating scene. But when you have a hard time with dating because your standards are too high, that's your own damn fault. Because usually people who have high standards end up dating the worst fucking people. You know, a dude who has high standards, he wants that that bikini beach model, yeah, that super gorgeous chick, right? Most gorgeous chicks are high maintenance, dude. You know, they're all about themselves. They always have to look perfect. Like, oh my god, is my hair perfect? Constantly fucking flipping out their mirror like, and a lot of good-looking women are very superficial, vain, self-centered, self-obsessed, narcissistic. They expect everyone to kiss their pussy because they're attractive. And it's disgusting. Like, yeah, she might be pretty on the outside, but she's an ugly, raging cunt on the inside. So, And people like that are just the worst. They're insufferable. There's no need for them, you know. So if you grow up and you're attractive, cool. Be humble about it. Like Jesus Christ. The biggest problem with this YouTube is a lot of kids who grow up being told, oh, you're so handsome. You're just a handsome little boy. You're going to be a good-looking young man someday. Or, you're a good-looking little girl. You'll be a pretty young lady someday. Blah, 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 blah. Kids who are growing up used to... who are growing up who are used to hearing that shit. It creates... You know what I'm saying? Hey, now that's just the thing of it. That's not to blame society entirely. It's not to blame the person themselves, but... You notice how good-looking people get treated better in our society? And I hate to say it, but it's the fucking truth. People who are better looking will get treated better. Because they're better looking. It's unfair, it's superficial, it's vain as fuck, but that's our society. And because of that, the combination of that, and then being told, oh, you're gonna make an attractive young adult someday, blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Some kids grow up being told they're gonna be so cute when they're older, blah 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 blah, and then when they do that, when they go through that, some of them grow up to be very superficial. Because, you know, and part of that's not really their fault, you know, when they're old enough and smart enough to make their own decisions and be a decent human being. But part of that is society's fault in the way we condition certain people as they grow up. And that argument applies to a lot of what society does. You know, if men are conditioned to grow up, you know, being told, suck it up, quit being a pussy, quit crying about it. You know, women think men have it so much easier. Bullshit. Both sexes struggle. No sex has it that much easier than the other one. While women might have it great on some things, men have it great on some things. In the middle ground, if we have a graph, you have men and women and their double standards and society's expectations on both sides. Sure, men might have it great on one issue or another, and women might have it great on another issue or another. But in that common ground of this graph, in the middle, you will see that these double standards affect both sexes negatively. All men want is sex. Right. Right. That negative stereotype impacts men and women everywhere. So even if a guy just wants to get to know you first before he tries to get down your pants, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Even if a guy is just trying to get to know you first before he tries anything like that, right off the bat, right off the fucking bat, the chick he's trying to get with is already going to be on the defensive. On the defensive. You know, it's gotten to the point now where you can't even hold the door for a woman without her being like, you rape apologist just trying to stare at my ass and get down my pants? Like, no, I was just trying to be a nice person because that's the way I was raised, but fuck you anyways. See if I hold the door for your bitch ass again. No, but that's funny, because when that fucking happens, I'm just waiting for it. If I go to hold the door for some chick and she says, I don't need a man to hold the door for me. You're just trying to stare at my ass. I'm going to be like, well, oh yeah, I was, but you kind of ruined it. Just kidding. Just kidding. I tend to think when people make these crass assumptions like that, why not just roll with it sometimes, just for shits and giggles? I don't need no man to hold the door for me. I'm an independent, strong female. I am woman, hear me roar. You know, most guys who do this crap, and this is the thing of it, dude, when you get the assholes who treat women with respect just to get down their pants, they don't do it because it's the right thing to do. They do it because they want to get laid. This makes it harder for actual nice guys to get by on the dating scene because too many guys are giving women what they want. And the only reason they're doing it is because they want to get laid. They'll pretend to be into this feminist bullshit just to get some pussy. And it's pretty sad, dude. They do it because they want her to feel safe and secure. They want her to take off her pants and ride that dick like there's no tomorrow. And they think, oh well, if I preach this fucking bullshit about how I care about women's rights, then maybe she'll suck my dick. Yeah. Wow. I don't fight for women's rights because I want to get laid. I fight for women's rights because women are people too. They deserve to have just as much respect as anybody else. And quite frankly, I'm sick of it, dude. I'm sick of it. You know? But let's watch this video real quick. Yeah.
Hello there. Do we go crunchy cool or golden classic?
Lay's potato chips. Yummy, yummy, yummy.
That's a sandwich. Lay's.
In order to date.
I'll show you a sandwich.
Hello to all my 10 out of 10 followers. Today I wanted to talk about why women have such high standards nowadays. And I know this is a pretty well talked about topic. And because we live in a more gender equal society.
Because we live in a more gender equal society. Oh my God. That's fucking great. Right, because our society is so gender equal that if you see a crowd of people and there's a dude beating the shit out of a woman, people don't even know the whole story. They immediately come to her defense like, hey bro, what the fuck you doing? You're not supposed to hit women. But you take that same scenario and some woman beating the shit out of a dude, nobody knows the whole story. They just point and laugh at his ass. Look at this pussy faggot pansy crybaby getting his ass kicked by a female. That's fucking hilarious. And that kind of attitude, oh, you hit like a girl. That kind of old school sexist bullshit pisses me off. Like, have you seen a a woman UFC fighter? I'm just saying. Have you seen some of these women UFC fighters, dude? These chicks are bad to the bone, man. They could probably kick my ass. I'm just saying. I say probably because I don't know for sure, but, you know. I'm just saying. That, oh, you hit like a girl. Yeah, well, you're a sexist fucking pig. How about that? Gender equal society. That's fucking hilarious. Yeah, because our society is so gender equal that the idea of a man getting raped is laughed at. Don't drop the soap or Big Bubba's gonna get you. Now picture for 1 second, women. Just for 1 second. You're with some piece of shit loser boyfriend. He beats you. He forces sex on you when you don't want it. And you go to the cops and say, hey, this person's treating me like shit. Can you do something about it? And they don't take you seriously. Could you imagine that? As a woman, could you imagine being raped or physically attacked and then not having your situation taken seriously because of your sex and because of the negative stereotypes tied to your gender? And the reason why the idea of a man getting raped is laughed at in our society is because all men want is sex. We're all just horny hound dogs. We only want one thing. And that kind of negative thinking, not only does it fuck with men, but it also fucks with women. It makes women entitled to dick. Straight up. And then women get pissed off when men act entitled to their bodies, but then they turn around and do it right, the same fucking thing to us. You know? Like, fuck off. Women get so pissed off when men act like they're entitled to pussy or to your boobs or whatever. But then they turn around and do it to us. Like, okay, that's cool. That's cool. You know exactly how it feels, so you do the same thing. That's cool. But all you men want is sex, so why won't you fuck me? What are you, a faggot? Oh, you couldn't handle this. Acting like her pussy's all hot shit. Acting like she's got a pussy made out of 24 karat gold and diamonds. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, fuck. Gender equal society. That's funny. That is fucking hilarious. Yeah, more like a woman equal society, am I right? Ha ha ha. And I'm not allowed to complain about it because for the last 200 years, women have been oppressed, have had no rights, and now women have rights all of a sudden, and yeah. So, who the fuck am I to complain? I wasn't around when my great-great-grandmother was alive. Who the fuck am I to complain? She had it so much harder than I do as a privileged white male. Oh, where do I get off? Where do I get off?
Women aren't really looking for their provider anymore. They're more so just looking for someone they're either compatible with or who looks really hot.
Yep. Thank you. Do you know how refreshing it is to hear this from a woman? Oh my god. Yes. Ashley Elsa is fucking awesome. No, but seriously, she's right though. Women aren't looking for a provider anymore. They're looking for whoever they're most attracted to physically, whoever's the hottest, you know. You know, they don't want someone to provide for them. They want someone they can get their rocks off of. Well, guess what? And this goes for both sexes. Looks will fade. People get old. So, and that's the thing of it. You cannot see inner beauty. You can't. So the first thing that draws a person to you is your physical, outwardly appearance. You know. So looks are not everything, but at the same time, when it comes to dating, you should look for somebody that you're physically and mentally attracted to. And also you should look for somebody who can provide for you. Something more than just a cuddle buddy, you know? This is why you'll see women doing long distance relationships just because her boyfriend has muscles. Ooh. She'll lie to herself and say, I'm sick of the men in my area. Right. You never see women just being, like just dating someone because. You do, but then you don't. Hypothetical. If you're a dude and you stalk some chick for 10 years and you quit, and that chick decides to date someone from the same state you live in with a similar body build, who's she bullshitting? She's doing it because she has a vendetta against you for stalking her, and she's doing it because she likes you and she wants you to fucking, she wants you to react to it. She can't just be honest with herself and say, I like that person. Never forget the ones who represent for you the most. Right? And what's going to suck is when that person stops repping for you. And, you know what I'm saying? He only reps for you because he finds you attractive. Imagine what he'd do if he was your boyfriend. Yeah. All the nice things he does for you. And you're not even dating. And you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Case in point, one of the girls I used to have a crush on in high school growing up, her parents were going through some medical issues and they needed help paying, and her parents needed help paying for their medical expenses. So my ex-high school crush's brother set up a GoFundMe page. And I felt bad for stalking her and crushing on her like I did. So to make up for it, I tried to use my YouTube fame to help her parents meet their GoFundMe goal. And when I found out about it, it had been like several months before they had, they gotten a little bit of money, but it wasn't a whole lot, Yeah, and they hadn't received a single dollar in several months. And then out of nowhere, all of a sudden, hey, their GoFundMe page is starting to get more money again. Huh, cool. Needless to say, and not only because I felt bad for the way I treated her, but but let's be fair. If you're going to peacock for the opposite sex, you can't choose who looks at you. Especially if you're an attractive female. I mean, come on. If you're an attractive female with a full, gorgeous, womanly figure, and you go to high school wearing tight-ass jeans and a low-cut t-shirt, even though the dress code in every school says you can't show cleavage, every school I've been to, they don't enforce it. Because who wants to be the male principal in that situation? You got to talk to somebody who's probably old enough to be your daughter. Miss So-and-so, your boobs are a distraction to the male populace of this school, so I'm going to have to ask you to start wearing shirts that are less revealing. And I'm just saying, dudes in high school are perverted, horny, and full of hormones. Do you think they're going to tell the principal, Principal so-and-so, this chick's boobs are distracting me from my education? Fuck no, that would just ruin it, dude. Come on. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing of it. Here's the fucking thing of it. If I walk down the street wearing a tight shirt, showing off my muscles, and wearing tight jeans, showing off my ass, and I get pissed off because ugly chicks check me out, it doesn't work like that, dude. It doesn't work like that. you know. But that's just the thing of it. Going back to women having high standards, you know what I'm saying? Like, fuck. They can justify, they will dress in a risque manner. They will dress in a risque manner and then get pissed off when the wrong guy looks. Oh, he's sexually harassing me. Right, but you're being a cock tease, so eh.
And this is kind of problematic nowadays because, especially with the influx of online dating and Tinder, everyone is so obsessed with how someone looks, someone's height, someone's superficial, where they went to college or what their job is, just to figure out whether or not they'll be compatible. And it's not really wholesome anymore. It's not like you just walk up to someone in the street and if you like each other a little bit, you'll go on a date. There's all these preset requirements that someone just needs to meet before you even go and meet up in person with someone. And something that I don't really get specifically is the height requirement. Like, you hear a lot about how girls need their 6-foot boyfriend, and anyone who's under 6 feet is like a manlet and they'll never get some girlfriend. And I think that's pretty toxic, especially coming from girls who are like 5'2" or 5'4", or even 5'5" and stuff, because why do you need a 6-foot boyfriend? I can understand if you want a boyfriend who's taller than you, maybe. I suppose it can make sense if maybe you're 5'8" or 5'9", and you want a boyfriend who's taller than you, then 6 foot, like, makes sense. I talk to a lot of people I know who are, like, super short, like 5'2", whatever, and they're like, no, I won't date anyone under 6 feet. And that's just extremely superficial to me. There's that pretty cringeworthy saying that people have, where it's like the 3 6s, 6 foot, 6-figure salary, 6 inch, you know? So I heard that and I was like, is this really like a thing that people are going off of in order to date someone? It's just so superficial. And for girls specifically, it has to do with availability, because if you make a Tinder and you just, suppose you swipe right on everyone, you just don't even look at who they are, you'll probably get matched with maybe more than 50% of those people. I'm not sure what like the exact statistics, but it's probably true, especially in a big city. Whereas if you're a guy, you'll probably make a Tinder and not get that many matches. Just the way it works. It also has to do with the impermanence of relationships and how people are more so just looking for someone to hook up with for the night or someone to date for a week or so. And there's not really any more depth into who someone is, perhaps. It's more so just what they look like, what they can offer to me, or if they can get me a free dinner. That's another thing I've noticed with Tinder, is that some people that I talk to, they specifically use Tinder to get a free meal because they assume the guy will pay for it. It's weird because it goes back to this like provider mentality that a guy is supposed to pay for everything, even though we live in this like post-feminist world where women are so empowered, women have jobs, women can pay for stuff, yet the guy still has to pay for the first date, even though you're both going into the date with the same expectations and the same, I don't know, requirements, I guess. If women are able to pay for their dates and pay for all this stuff, why do guys still have to pay for the first date? It's just really weird. And there's also this influx of sugar daddy and sugar baby culture where girls, if they're gonna settle for someone who is not a 10 out of 10 or something, let's say they're only using online dating, they can also find other online dating options where the guy can pay for everything, pay off her student loans, pay for her lifestyle, pay for her to shop. So there's not really any incentive to find some normal guy who's just either not a 10 out of 10, doesn't have some 6-figure salary, because you have so many options. And I'm not saying that having a lot of options is necessarily a bad thing. It's just always good to realize or analyze what your standards are and why you came up with those standards. If you're a girl, why did you come up with the 6-foot standard? Is it because you just want to date a 6-foot guy because that offers some sort of status? Like, that's also another thing. Girls will be dating guys for clout. They'll hang out with certain guys or send DMs to a lot of internet famous guys in order to gain some sort of residual clout from them. So relationships aren't really about finding someone that you like. It's more so an exchange of goods, and that's what I find pretty toxic. Because when you view a relationship as an exchange of goods, when someone no longer can offer those goods to you, it sort of gives you this excuse to treat them like garbage. Or if you're on Tinder and
Right?
Oh, you're only judging someone based on looks, and you're only judging someone based on text messages. You don't talk to them face to face. You can kind of throw out your messages into the void and maybe ghost someone, treat them like trash, insult them, etc. It's just really impersonal. So for dating nowadays, I'd probably suggest people to get off Tinder and stop using that because it's really shallow and it creates this shallow culture where you make a Tinder and then you look at all of your options and you're like, oh, this guy went to that cool college, this guy works here, this guy is a 10 out of 10. And it can kind of overload your brain with so many options to the point where you'll just choose no one. So for girls having high standards, I just question why you have those standards and if they're really genuine for who you are and what you're looking for, and even question why you're looking for a relationship. Because if you're looking for a relationship that's going to be someone who's going to offer you some sort of clout, or someone who's going to pay for your lifestyle, or someone who you just want to hook up with for the night, I just don't really think that's a great way to treat people in general, because it treats people as disposable, which is pretty toxic. And this is only getting more and more exacerbated with online dating, because I'm sure it existed before where people would look out for the best partner that they're able to have. But now if you live in a city and you have thousands of options potentially, it can really make you feel like you have justified standards because you have so many guys waiting as your beck and call so that you can just sort of swift through them or treat them like trash or use them in certain ways. I think online dating is really exacerbating people's standards, making them higher than they think they are, and people should really just examine where those standards came from, whether it's from outside or if it's from an inside influence. And if people go into Tinder with a wholesome mindset, I'm sure it can work out, but I think it's just exacerbating the shallowness in our culture. And that's all I have to say. And just remember that if you're not in a relationship, it's just because you're ugly and you have a bad personality. I'm just kidding, by the way.
The little me popped up and she goes, I'm just kidding, by the way. Yeah, no, for real. Women will get so pissed off when men just use them for one-night stands. Women will get pissed off when men just date them because of their breast size or because of their ass size or because they're super attractive, whatever. But women do this shit too, dude. You know? Like, it's disgusting. When you treat people, when you're trying to, that's the thing of it. If you're using Tinder to find a real relationship, awesome. That's fucking awesome. Do you, man. More power to you. And that's awesome, But if you're just using Tinder for a one-night hookup, wouldn't that be easier just to go to the fucking bar? Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? Like, online dating should be for that. Dating for actual companionship, not for a one-night hookup, Like, if you want to join a website for one-night stands, then join a website for one-night stands. Don't join a dating website to treat people like disposable pieces of dog shit. Oh, you obviously care about relationships while Dude, I don't give a shit about a relationship right now. It'll happen when it happens, I make videos like this because this helps men and women understand each other. This is red pill lens thinking, If you're taught that growing up all men are just pigs, all men are this and that, blah, 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 that red pill comes in and says, oh wait, women are just as perverted and shallow as men? Holy shit, who would have thunk it? If you're not old enough to date, don't worry about it. Enjoy being a kid, Fuck. Don't be in a rush to grow up. Being a grown-up is kind of cool sometimes, but it does have its disadvantages. I cannot tell you how many adults I've talked to that say, man, I wish I was still a kid. You know how many adults I've talked to that have said that? I mean, it's the funniest goddamn thing. Like, kids are in such a rush to grow up, and adults just wish they could be kids again. You know what I'm saying? It's the funniest thing. YouTube. I need to do laundry, so I'm wearing my punk rock jeans today. Show these off right here. They're blue jeans that I wrote all over, just different bands I like to listen to. I put a bunch of red paint over it, kind of splattered it to look like blood, and then on the back of my butt it says Rock and Roll Rebel. Rock and roll on one side and then rebel on the other. Yeah. And that's the thing of it. These look like jeans you'd pay like $110 for, but that's another thing that gets me, dude. That is another thing that gets me. Why the hell are you going to spend $300 on a pair of jeans that has a bunch of holes in it, that's covered in paint, just so you can say, oh, I'm trendy? Ugh. You know what I'm saying? You could go to Walmart. You could literally go to Walmart and buy a pair of jeans for $20 or less. Go home, grab your fucking scissors, snip, 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 snip. Grab a can of spray paint. Let them dry, and then be like, oh, look. And I guarantee you'll get that same look for half the cost. Well over half the cost. Ridiculous. Like, I never understood that. I've never understood that. Let's buy a pair of jeans that cost $400 fucking dollars. Just to say that we own them, just because it's a status. Like, oh, look at me and my $400 jeans. You know, like, I've seen some jeans that are pretty cool. Like, this one website has these blue jeans that have skulls printed on either side of the legs. And, you know, they're done in like a darker shade of jean blue, but those jeans are like $150 to $200, and that I can understand because that's custom made, you know. But you know what I'm saying? But like buying a pair of jeans that's costing you a shit ton of money when you can do that yourself at home for well over way less than half the cost. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's ridiculous. And for that fucking matter, that's another thing that pisses me off about our society, this in culture we have. Oh, if you're not wearing the latest pair of jeans, you're not wearing this shirt, you don't have this phone, you don't have that car, oh, you're not with the in crowd. Fuck your in crowd, dude. You know what's cooler than do you know what's cooler than being with the in crowd? Just being yourself, man. Straight up. If you are trying to seek the approval of others by validating it by dressing or acting a certain way, you know what it shows? It just shows you're unhappy with who you are as a person. If you're trying to gain approval through others by stupid, shallow reasons like, oh, look at my jeans, look at my car, look at my cell phone, look at the person I'm dating, you know, if you're doing anything like that just for the sake of it has status over our society, then you're a miserable son of a bitch, you know that? Straight up, you are a miserable son of a bitch. And I get it, you know. You see someone who's more successful than you, they can come off as super cool, like, oh man, this person who's more successful than me, this person who's more successful than me, if I gain their approval, somehow I can justify my own shallow existence by saying I matter because that person who's better than me thinks I'm cool. Yeah, that's exactly how that works. And you ever notice that when you're like that, you're miserable? When you're constantly trying to get the approval of others and you don't get it, you're constantly sad, you're constantly depressed, you're upset because you can't make any real friends. And that's no different with the dating scene, you know. I see a lot of guys preaching this feminist ideology just to get down a girl's pants. And it's made women a lot more, I would say, defensive than usual. Because, you know, men are assholes and women are bitches. Get it right. No, I'm just kidding. No, but seriously. Seriously though, YouTube. And the reason why I say that is because whenever I hear a woman say all men are just pigs, right, just like all women are just bitches, you know, I hate that. I fucking hate that. Whenever I hear a woman say all you men are just pigs, I'm like, right, just like all you women are just bitches. I see how it is. Right. It's what I like to call the hypocrisy of the sexes, because this is how it is, you know. But this is the problem with our society. If we go to Google, we look up the word sexism and the stereotype. Okay. According to Google, the dictionary definition of sexism is prejudiced, stereotyping, or discrimination, typically against women on the basis of sex. Sexism in language is an offensive reminder of the way the culture sees women. Okay, two things I don't agree with on that. Typically against women and a offensive reminder of the way the culture sees women. And the oxymoron in this is that prejudiced or stereotyping, right. The negative stereotype that only women get treated like that, you know? The negative stereotype that only women experience sexist treatment. Right. When the literal definition in the dictionary of sexism is sexist itself, that stops and makes you think, doesn't it? Yeah. Don't believe me? Google it. Google it right now. And you'll see that right there at the top of the page. Definition, dictionary, search for a word. It's disgusting. And you wonder why women hate men so much. When this negative stereotype is only women experience sexist treatment. This creates a culture in our society where women are victimized and they need to be saved, blah, 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 damsels in distress, that kind of bullshit. And, you know, truth be told, some women like the idea of a man sweeping them off their feet and rescuing them. Some women like that. But the generalization is most women are sick of it, you know. Most women are sick of it because they're like, they're not weak, they're not wusses, you know. I'm just saying, you know. It's fucking disgusting. And this is the problem. And this is what happens with our society when men use feminism as a way to get down a woman's pants, rather than use it as a way to communicate and respect her. You know, all of a sudden, now every man who's a feminist is immediately labeled as just someone trying to get laid. You know, that's what happens when a couple of... That's seriously what happens when a couple of men use feminism as a way to get laid. They don't use it as a way to respect women. And lo and behold, all of a sudden now every man's an asshole for believing in it. And then you get people complaining because women want men to be more in touch with their feminine side. Women want men to be more understanding, you know. And then when they try, some men abuse that, and then it makes all men look bad. It just creates this negative environment. It's toxic, you know? Because all of a sudden, you got two men. Okay, one believes in feminism just to get laid. The other one believes in feminism because he respects women. But I guarantee you, if the woman meets that first dude first, that second dude ain't got a chance. That second dude ain't got a chance, dude. Because that woman's going to be like, oh, the last person I with talked just like you. And he turned out to be a real asshole, so I can't trust you. That's no different than a guy dating a bunch of chicks, and all they do is treat him like crap, steal all his money, take advantage of him, control him, you know? That's going to make that dude have a negative outlook on women, you know? And if women and men are tired of the opposite sex having a negative look on them, if women or men are tired of each other complaining about each other, then quit giving each other reasons to complain. Jesus Christ. It's not that fucking difficult. It really isn't. Like, fuck. Well, that's that. YouTube. I want to spark my pipe tobacco and I want to leave you with it. My final tip for the evening. You notice that when you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend and you haven't dated in a long time and you're old enough to date, your confidence goes through the roof. You feel wanted, you feel desired, you feel sexy, you feel attractive. And it shows in the way you carry yourself. If men and women find that members of the opposite sex tend to notice them more when they have a relationship, there's a reason why. So, if you learn to channel that confidence that you have when you have a partner, you learn to channel that confidence when you're single, you got the dating scene in the palm of your hands, man. That sounded healthy. Oh, hold on a second. Are these wand blades dry? Yes, they are. Beautiful. Beautiful. See, I need the black paint. Yes, I do. Cool. Gloss black. Yes. Let's see. Now to speed up the production of my wands, I'll paint half of them, and then when I do the handles, I'll place the wands on top of the paint can. So, for example, if I paint the blade on the red wand and I get done painting it and it's done drying, I'll paint the handle black and then I'll set the wand on top of the paint can so that way I can finish painting a couple more wands. It speeds up the process and gets them done a little bit quicker. So 1 second. 1 second, YouTube. Cool, man. Oop. Missed a spot. Drip, drip. There we go. There's one. Oh, cool. The pipe one's done drying. Excellent. And that orange is about to be done. Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. If you wanna have your own business, YouTube, you wanna have your own business, you gotta work hard at it. You want to run a successful business, you got to work hard at it. You got to have a product that people want to buy, and when you come up with a product that people want to buy, you got to work hard at it. And customer service is everything, man. I don't care how annoying it gets, because believe me, it does get annoying. When you have your own business, the customer is always right. Before I wrap the handle on that green wand for the pipe wand, green. Let's get a couple more started. Here's green. Blue. All right. Blue. There's blue. I wonder, are we going to be able to make the purple one fit? Maybe. Maybe if we stick it like... Oh, hell yeah. That's what I like to see. Get these wands done super quick.
They exited out the front door. They had no idea what they were in for. Now they're staring at 6 men with guns drawn. It was a fucking ambush.
Oh, missed call. Hold on a second. Oh, hey man, making some wands, working on a video. What are you up to? Yeah, I'll be down to come over here in a bit. Just give me a second. That's funny. All right, man. Sounds good.
Just knock on the door instead of ringing the doorbell, and we'll get the door open for you.
All right.
All right, brother. See you when you get here, man.
All right, ladies. Yeah. I'm a popular guy today. All right. Here's the pipe wand. Right here, I painted it green and black, and there's a little bit of black on the tip. Now the bowl for the pipe wand is right here. The reason why I didn't paint the handle is because I don't want that near the bowl when you're smoking out of it. But before I wrap the handle on it and get started on that, I want to show you how these so-called pipe wands work. Right, so let's see if I can gather up some tobacco here and I mean, there's a little bit of tobacco in the heel of my pipe here, so let's take it and load it up. My first two pipe wands didn't turn out too bad, but this one is definitely a lot better. It's a new concept I've come up with for my wands on Etsy. And these pipe wands basically are designed for tobacco and or cannabis, depending on, you know. So I'm going to take all that tobacco that was in my pipe, and I'm going to pack it down into And it's kind of ashy and burnt from being smoked. But there's still enough there that I can, you know, then I can, yeah, then I can smoke out of it. So, all right, pipe wand. Show you how this bad boy works. Mm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh yeah. Mm. And here's the best part of it, YouTube. If someone comes up on you and you're just like, what? It's just a wand. You know. And I like to test them out with tobacco before I finish them. That way I know for sure that they work and that, you know. And I've been testing out this bowl all day. And you package fat with tobacco, man. It hits like a regular pipe should. Yeah. So let's add a handle to it and get the handle started, and then, well, and then I'll just let my wands dry and do their thing, and then, yeah. So I'm gonna wrap this handle in copper, just like I did with all the other ones. Let's see. Patch. Like I have been doing, I should say. Let's see. That was close. Almost knocked that off the paint can. Okay. There it is. Like that. I need the glue. Okay. So one of the steps I'll do before I podge the wand is, if I'm adding a handle, I'll tie a handle to it, and then I'll take some glue and I'll glue the handle onto the wand before I podge it. So got some copper wire right here that I bought at the hardware store. And let's wrap the handle on this pipe wand real quick. Kind of gauge where I want it to stop. Right there would be good. Or start and stop, yeah. Okay. Right there. There we go. This is real copper wire too. This isn't that crap you buy at Walmart. This is the kind of copper wire they would use to put on the inside of actual wires. You know what it's all about, YouTube? It's all about finding what you love to do in life and then just doing it, man. You know? You love to make candy. You want to make some candy. You want to make wands. Go in there and do it, man. In fact, if you want to be a candy maker, you'd have to get a degree in culinary arts, and then you'd have to become like a confectionery chef or something like that. I'm not sure exactly, but I do know you'd have to have a culinary training in how to make. And if you want to check out an awesome channel that makes candy, I would highly recommend Hercules Candy. That's a YouTube channel, and it's a mom and pop shop. And yeah. And yeah, I'm actually subscribed to Hercules Candy. I haven't checked their videos in a while, dude. Let's see. Herculese. Hercules. I probably spelt it wrong, but that's alright. I know how to spell candy, so it's go like that. Maybe I'll have to Google it. Hercules Candy YouTube videos. There we go.
There's a family in our driveway.
What are you people?
It's us.
Run! Jordan Peele's off radar. It's a little...
Ooh, spooky. Let's see. How to make our cherry assorted chocolate. Ooh.
Yes.
You had something you wanted to say?
Okay, I just want to say one thing. One thing. Okay, but then I have another thing.
You got two things.
How to make our cherry assorted. Ooh, chocolate covered. Ooh. Okay, I want to like this video. This video is going in my likes. Yes. Yes. That's cool. I've never actually seen them make cardinal cherries before. It's an hour-long video. I'm not going to watch all of it, but watch a little bit of it.
Thanks.
I can't count that well, can I? Okay, so I believe today's video is about cherry creams. Now, all of you on YouTube land are going to go, I want cherry creams! How can I go to the website and get them? We don't really list our cream flavors or any of our assorted chocolate flavors separately because we make each box as a full assortment. And the reason we do that is because it's a constantly rotating roster of flavors. It changes all the time, and it'd be real hard to keep up with. And you might try to order, if we try to let you order certain flavors all the time, we might be out of certain flavors all the time. So we just keep it a rotating roster. If you want to order a separate flavor, if we can accommodate you, we will. You just put it in the there's a text box on every order page that says comments and special requests. You can type your request in there, and we will do our best to do that. But people do ask, why don't you have a list of flavors? And that's why. The other reason is because if every box of chocolates we got was a custom order, it would really slow things down. It would take a lot more labor because we'd be standing there reading the order. Okay, I got one of these and two of these. And if you slow things down, it costs more labor, costs you more money. So then we'd have to raise prices. And we don't really want to do that. So in light of it, that's what we do. Every box is pretty much a full assortment. All you can break it down to all creams, all nut clusters, milk and dark, all milk, all dark. Full assortment. We do let you break it down somewhat. And I said we will accommodate special requests when possible. But we don't encourage it because it does really bottleneck things, and bottlenecks cost money. That's all I have to say about that, Craig.
Well, at the bottom of the kettle.
How much corn syrup goes into this batch?
10 pounds corn syrup, 20 pounds of sugar.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Joe, we're trying to make a video over here. And actually, you turn the volume down and over to.
He's always trying to get attention over there.
Yeah.
It's like, look at me, look at me.
So some people have asked, why not just pour from the bucket instead of using your hands?
Why not? Because it won't pour like
This is way too thick.
It won't, yeah,
I think a lot of people are thinking of it like maple syrup or something.
No,
Like
it
it
won't.
pours.
No, I'll be standing here forever. Holding it for half an hour.
Yeah. Now you know.
I'll be here forever for half an hour.
I'll be standing here holding it.
Hey, you get paid the same either way though, right?
Well, no.
Well, you still get food and beer either way, right?
Yeah, that's true, yeah. I gotta open up another bucket. Here we go. Make sure you use good and cold water.
Yeah.
Cold water, move your hands back and forth. Then you don't have anything on your hands hardly.
Yeah. Who taught you this?
My dad.
And how much sugar is going into this batch?
It's going to be 20 pounds.
10 pounds?
20.
20 pounds. Yeah, I can't even hear you over here.
20 pounds.
Max, I told you to turn the volume down. I didn't remember.
I'll turn down the more.
Jeez, I know. We got the rotor going for full volume over here.
Yeah.
What the heck? Some of us are trying to film other people working.
Little chunky. Yeah, you're a little chunky.
Yeah, everything just, oddly enough, it smells like sugar over here.
Oddly enough, it smells like sugar over here.
It's a
Yes.
tough one.
So you can tell that this is a very healthy food.
Yeah. It's just a treat. Not to be eaten every day. Just a treat. There we go. Get some water. Mix it up.
I've heard Mom say that this is the actual ore that your ancestors used to get over here from Greece. Is that true?
Yeah, shh, don't tell anybody else.
Okay, so just between you and
Yeah. I made this paddle.
yeah?
The original paddle broke about 20 years ago.
Yeah?
I got it hanging up out there in the shop.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. I didn't know that that was where it was from.
That's my grandfather's one. I made these out of oak 20 years ago.
So you just go to like Home Depot or something?
Probably, I don't remember where I got them.
Some type of hardware store?
Yep.
And you just shaped it?
Yeah, that's all.
So yeah, if you want to learn how to make candy or see how it's done, you know, or you're just in for some quality entertainment, check out Hercules Candy, subscribe to their channel, you know, yeah. Now I got the handle wrapped. Now I got the handle wrapped in copper wire. I'm going to do a dab of this here glue, and I'm going to put right there on the knot. Right there. Beautiful. 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 Alright, tubes. Just about that time of the program where we cut the video and cut the cheese. Let's see what I did. Wow. Cut the video, cut the cheese. Smart ass. Okay. No, but seriously. I mean, the video was kind of serious and depressing and oddly enough realistic at first, so, you know, kind of end the video on something a bit more upbeat, like, oh hey, Candy Channel, check this out. And oh hey, look at that, he's working on his wands. But, yeah, YouTube, thank you for watching the vid, and I'll catch you cool cobras on the flip side.